All right. How you doing, Ray?
Good, Robbie. Good. Good to see you.
I am. We're waiting on Al to join us here shortly, so he'll be clicking in soon. So how's the weather where you're at, Ray?
I tell you, well, today wasn't such a nice day. It was raining and windy, and there was no flying for me today. But tomorrow's going to be better, and I have plans to fly on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Yesterday here was beautiful. On Sunday, man, I'm telling you, it was a good day for me. Last Monday night when I had the live stream, my mouth was a little swollen from the surgery. And I thought it was, it took me literally 9 hours from the time I sat down and got the shots to feel my face, and it was itching. And as I was scratching, it wasn't helping the itch. So I was like, I can't tear my skin up. So
yeah,
when it started to die down, I thought, hey, that wasn't too bad. Well, the next day I woke up and it looked like somebody hit me with a Louisville Slugger bat, and my jaw was all swollen out.
yeah,
So
sure.
it has just been this last week has been pretty miserable.
It's
And
amazing because Johnny's going through the same thing. I don't know if you know about that, but
yeah,
I
he
don't
did
want to
make
talk about Johnny behind his back. But I tell you, Johnny's at a birthday party,
yeah.
Robbie. His daughter's birthday party is going on as we are on the air. So let's wish Amber a happy birthday.
Absolutely. Happy birthday. Al just popped in here. He's ready. He's joining us. Let's get Al on with us. Hey, Al.
Hey,
We're all
Hey,
good
Al.
now.
How you doing?
good. How are you, Captain Kelly?
Good, good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what camera was going to work, and I couldn't get my other camera.
We were just discussing my surgery, and the doctor prescribed me codeine.
Okay.
And
You wonder,
but that was only 10 pills, and I was like, I wonder why. So when I would take these on a full stomach, it would not relieve the pain. When I would not eat anything and I would take them, they were great. I was like, hey, this is working. I'm out. So I went back to the pharmacist. The pharmacist was like, no, sir. I was like, why? And he said, that's very addictive. We're not giving them to you. So they gave me Tylenol 3 with codeine, and they made me so sick to my stomach. I was like, deal with the pain.
Yeah, no.
And
I know what it's like. I think I had told you, Robbie, that a dentist pulled a tooth that did not have to come out one time.
Well,
But that's a whole long story. We won't go into it.
yeah, that's kind of what happened to me, because my molar cracked long ways, and the inside was tilted. So every time I bit down, it would tilt in and give me a little bit of a pain. So he just reached in there when I went to see him. He said, hey, I'll charge you for an x-ray. Reached in and pulled it out, and that was it. And he goes, we'll get the other half Monday, but it's going to be rough. And I thought, nah, that was simple what he pulled. But it was just a little piece, not my tooth.
hey, do you want to back Captain Kelly out and then bring me back in, or?
Yep. Hold on one second here, Ray. Let me see how I can do this here.
We got to
hold
ship
on.
some windows around,
Yep.
Captain.
Let's do it here. 1 second, Ray. Boom. And boom. There we go.
There we go. Awesome.
Hey, then you got
That's it.
more space, Ray.
I know. I'm telling you. Look at this. Look at this.
I know. I was
But
going
I
to wear
tell
your
you,
shirt.
you guys are doing well. You got a great a lot of people in the chat already.
I had to put my hat on, and I started
Nice
thinking, I
hat.
was
Nice
like,
hat.
well,
like
I
that
look
hat.
silly with all these colors, but hell, half of you old guys is probably colorblind like me.
Hey, what is our topic tonight? Do we know?
Tonight we're going to be talking about the Air 2S. We've been talking about some of the settings that are in the actual app. I noticed that when I got my drone, I went up to fly it, and yawing left and right was like really slow, and I was like, I'm not in cinematic. I just didn't know what it was. So of course I called Ray, because Ray had the drone, and Ray's like, that's funny you said that. I noticed that mine is slow too. So then we called Johnny, and Johnny's like, it's too late to fly. I'll tell you tomorrow. So I started doing some digging. And for you guys that might be having that same issue on that drone, if you'll open your fly app and go into your control under advanced gimbal mode, you'll actually see in there that you can adjust your yaw speed. So I just went out and double checked before I said it that it fixed it. So, this drone it's pretty much similar to the Air 2. There are some other features. And I had somebody make a comment of a post I put out that I took over a football field in a high school here in Nashville, and they're like, "Wow, man, how did you do that 3D image? You know, where it turns and twists and like that." Well, most of you know is when you're taking your regular images and you're taking your pano shots, as you're going through your images, you pretty much got to look at them to see which one the pano is. And, you know, it looks like it's spread out like that. Well, the sphere, it's a sphere setting that's in there also when you take that image. And it takes multiple images, puts them in one file. So you're not going to be able to look down through there and say, okay, it took, example, 16 pictures, and look, it's in one picture. So scroll forward, and when you upload it, that's how you actually get that.
And that's what sucks about the Air 2S, that you don't get the individual pictures. And I can show you numerous examples where the Mavic 2 Pro series and the Phantom 4, it puts that whole panorama, you know, sequence, orchestration of video, pictures.
Right.
It puts them in a folder. And you choose to download the folder or just the panorama, where here with Air 2S, we don't have the opportunity to choose that. You only get the picture. You don't get the individual, you know, 16 shots.
The sphere effect is such a cool effect, though.
It really is. But you know what's kind of cool? When I would do it with the Air 2, I would always like get over my main picture that I'm going to take a picture of to show. So when I put it on Facebook, it shows that cool picture. So now what I started doing is taking the ugly one that's in front and make them search for what I really took, because they're like, this is a dirt field. What's so interesting? Then they scroll and they're like, hey, that's cool. So I always make it the one directly under it now.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
No. I posted a good video of a nuclear power plant this past week, and Rob Kamada and myself, you know, we got some great shots of this power plant. It's deactivated, of course, but we had such a good time flying. You know, I like my little meetups, even if it's just with one other person. I enjoy them.
Oh, heck yeah. Where was that power plant at? Somewhere in Florida, or are you back in New York?
Which one?
Are you in Florida? Are you talking about a power plant in Florida?
The power plant, yes. It's in Shoreham on Long Island. Yeah, about 20 minutes from my house. Yeah.
Oh,
not
in
even
New York.
10 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And how far is it sealed? I mean, have you tried to walk to it, or you just fly to it?
Well, there's a creek. It's called the Wading River Creek, and it's only 50 feet wide. It's right on the other side of that creek. And, you know, it's deactivated, you know, so there's no issue flying over it or by it even. But it's cool, you know. It really is. It's the second time. Wow, I've been there about 4 times now. 2 times on my own, 1 time with Rob Kamada, and 1 time with Drone Bum and Brian. But it's a great place to fly.
It is. I bet it is. Hey, I was going to show you something, Robbie. What I was trying to explain earlier. It's probably a lot easier to illustrate.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're looking at here, if you look at the top here, it says Mavic 2 Pro. This is panorama shot. This is individual panoramas folders. And of course, these are, so if you just pull up a folder, you can see that this particular one took 9 pictures. So which one takes 9 pictures? Is it the wide view, or is it the 180?
Is it the 180, Al?
No.
It's the wide view?
It is the wide view. So if you need a quick and dirty shot without having to wait an extra 2 minutes waiting for the drone to complete, maybe you're running out of battery or you need to move on or whatever the case might be, yeah, choose the wide because it does a 3x3 grid. That's why you have 9 pictures. So let's take a look at another one. I'm just going to randomly pick one. Obviously I prefer the wide because I'm going to pick another one at random again. 9. It doesn't seem that I like to use anything more than one. Come on, there it is. Yay, finally one. You see, this one, I think it'll have 27. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So it's
Okay.
it's a 3x7 grid, I think it is.
And so these are the smaller shots that they're putting together.
Yeah, so this is the 180 view. So it's and this is how they put it together. And if I were to look at the pictures, oh my gosh, I don't have any actually. Maybe I have some panoramas here. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like I won't have any panoramas to show you. I usually would keep them somewhere.
Yeah, I actually did the sphere shot yesterday on Sunday, and I looked down at the camera, and it was like I want to say it's 16 shots. It may be a couple of more. I didn't pay. It finally gets to a point where it finished the shots and then circles up the loop where it's finished. So I have to check that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things you definitely need to check, because I'm just trying to find you a picture, but of how it was completed, but I just don't see any pano shots. Usually there would be like, oh gosh, like a river rock pictures here. Some of these pictures here, as an example, I'll bring them over. All right, so this is the event we have here. See how this picture here was the 21 shotter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it did that grid. And I got a little closer, and there's the wide. So you can see the big difference how it spreads it out.
That's a nice shot, Al.
This one came out really nice. Able to see the moon and sunset back here too at the same time.
Yeah, well,
and then you have this event going on, big concert that night. And these are just the videos, I think. Yeah, these are just videos. And where I was flying from. Yeah, so there you go. That explains it.
Have either of you guys tried the master shots yet on the Air 2S?
No.
I never want to waste that much battery on something that's going to be turned out.
It's a cool effect. Another cool effect. It really is. I enjoyed using it. I tried it. Well, Matty, actually, he tried it first down in Florida. He demonstrated it to me because he was the first one among our group to have that Air 2S. And then I tried it up here, and it's just a cool effect. It really is. You don't even have to fly the drone.
I know. It does everything for you in series, right? And then stitch it all together and we give you a... And how long is the composition? You remember?
It's 32 photos, if I remember right. Yeah, 32 photos.
Okay.
I forget, maybe six different effects in one. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and here's another pano from this bird, and one of the things that I did is put a real heavy filter on it, and so I had to run the exposure like a second, but you can see how it was stitched here together. You'll see what I mean. You'll see how the pictures are all stitched together.
Yeah.
There's like little gaps.
Yeah, you can see it in the tracks.
Okay. Yep.
But you can see how the water is actually looking pretty silky. I'm surprised how much detail you get out of it.
We've done a lot of flying there, Al, me and you, right there in that spot.
Yeah.
I would love to do some kayaking there.
Yeah. Right here, this wave right here. And this rock here is where everybody likes to do their flips. There's a big pool right in there.
You can see the people standing there, I think, Al, if you zoom in a little bit. There they are.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They have rafting tours that are up there, and they start at the top and come down. So you're always seeing where they'll stop in different areas and let the people off and everything. So.
And here's where I'm flying from, Ray, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right under that tree so I can get some shade.
Yeah, a little shade.
Yeah.
Not my look. You got to catch it before it touches anything, or you're in the water. This is a not for the for sure.
Well, tonight's subject, the reason I wanted to do this tonight is, the Air 2S has been out long enough for a lot of people to really fly it, a lot of people. And I just got mine, started flying it this weekend, and then I had questions, and I asked a couple of people, and they're like, I've noticed this, I'm not sure. And then as I started posting things, people started asking questions like, wait a minute, you guys have had this drone for months. Don't ask me, I'm new. So as I've gone through, I have had some knowledge from the Air 2, but with the zoom and the other stuff, the Mini 2 will let you zoom with the camera and the video, where the Air 2S will only let you do it with the video and not the camera. So I'm hoping, I'd like to see a firmware upgrade fix that.
I think people have been complaining about that for quite a while now, and they're not listening. I don't understand why. It's probably a simple fix.
It probably is, but the engineering resources, it's just to get moved quickly. They get reassigned, and then the skeleton crews left behind to handle, all the other series.
I'd only flown this drone once before, and actually I flew Al's, and I was making the comment to Al that I could really tell how much more light came in through the phone, just through that bigger sensor that comes through, and it seemed quite a bit faster. So now, I've been flying a Mini for a little while doing some stuff, and then I got a hold of this and I was like, wow, I got the power back. It gives you a little bit more when you're flying further out and higher to have a little bit of, a little bit more.
That ain't no power. This
belief.
Is power.
Well, there it is.
Tonight's subject is not about
this is 100-mile plus here, man.
99.9 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't no power. the way to the thrust ratio is just, it's probably what? What do you think?
Robbie,
almost
I just can't take the FPV guys. They think their drones are better than our drones.
No, but look what sits beside it.
There we go.
See?
There we go. Now, what I'd like to know is the people that do have the Air 2 or the Air 2S or both. What is y'all's favorite feature of the Air 2S that you bought it for? Did you buy it for the zoom? Did you buy it for the bigger sensor? If you bought this or own this drone, tell me why you bought it. I got it personally because I wanted the zoom. I wanted to have the zoom feature because I feel like that where I'm going to be flying, it helps me reach out and zoom. It keeps me from flying further over the water than I may feel comfortable flying. Because if I lose it in the ocean, it's gone water-wise anyway, but I just don't want to have to go as far if I can have that zoom capability.
Yeah, well, again, I had the Air 2, and to move up to the Air 2S was a lot better. It's got the bigger sensor. Basically the same size, really.
I think they were fair. I think they were fair on the price, Ray, for what that sells for compared to the Air. Because you're looking, when the Air came out, it was roughly $1,100 to $1,000 for just the drone, and then you had the Fly More pack, and they didn't go crazy when they added the extra features for this drone. So I think they were real fair on the price for it.
And the portability of this drone too.
Yep.
It's great to travel with, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, from coming from the Air 2 and having a broken gimbal from a very small crash that was like literally, I went into a bush and it grabbed the bush and threw it out and it landed on the road and broke the gimbal. And for y'all, we've had this subject many times. They do not sell the plastic part to lock the camera back on. So you've got to buy the whole camera. And the only people that makes money is DJI and QC Guy for putting it in for you. But I'll say that
people are saying that they're buying the Air 2S so they can fly farther.
Yeah.
I bought it because of the sensor. I have the Mavic 2 Pro, and I really don't care about the distance that much because this one here is all about that camera. But if I really do need a good shot, then the Mavic 2 gets pulled out.
Well, I'll say this, guys. This sun shield that they sell for this, the reason I always push this, I don't really know what it does for the sun because honestly, we have ND filters to fix a lot of that. But I'll say this, if you had this on there and it crashes and you can look and see where it's at, this will help take some of the impact off of the drone and it could possibly save your gimbal. So for what little these things cost, for me, it's a really good investment. One thing that I've noticed about this drone over the Air 2 is because the camera and the sensor is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit lower to the ground when you lay it down. So if you're not like on a really, really flat surface, cement surface or a landing pad, it gets so close to already touching. So what I found was I found the little landing gears that they sell like this that you can put on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I like this for two reasons. Number one, if I'm not on a good flat surface, it gets the camera up off when it's positioning itself. But I found one issue. If this is locked on, the bottom of the drone here,
and you can't use that.
It locks in the same place as the sun guard, and you can't fly with them both. So when I'm flying over football field, something soft, I'll always use this. If I'm flying over cement, I'll use this because I always feel like if the drone falls, maybe by luck it would hit that and take a little bit of the impact. So these are some of the things that I had for the Air 2. Luckily, I wish I would have had this before for the Air 2. Maybe it would have saved my other drone. But these are two things. If you guys have got them, they're under 10. They're like $10 for each one of them, so it's not like they're expensive. So that's something that I would recommend if you're, if you just got the drone and you want to have a little bit of extra insurance. I think it's a cost-effective way because after it's crashed, it's too late anyway. So it doesn't really matter on that. And then on the controller, I use the skins that they have. Now, they do make some of these skins that have like a loop in this part right here that you can hook your lanyard to. But the problem that I find is, there's nothing really to hold it on. So this time I decided to just go with the skin. And then for that, with the remote, they make the adapter you can put in here,
right,
between your cell phone or whatever. If you're going to use a phone and use your lantern, or I think, Ray, don't you use the iPad with yours?
I use the iPad Mini.
Okay.
5. Yep.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Johnny's got his also, and he uses the iPad on his. So that's my step now, converting from the Yami cell phone over to the iPad Mini for that. So I was real happy to be able to know that Ray, yours worked, because it was a concern because my sister had an older iPad that was a 2, and me and Al took it out and I put it on my Air 2. And within a minute, I was like, Al, I think there's something wrong with the drone. He's like, it's the iPad. It's old. It overheated.
Yeah.
So I had to bring it back down and hook my phone up.
I couldn't use my iPad 4 on
Really?
the Air 2 and the Air 2S. No, I ended up, again, based on Drone Ron Brown and Philly Drone Life, they told me how good the iPad Mini 5 was, and it's been good for me.
It'll be out there as soon as the Mavic 3 comes out. The Mavic 3 will overrun it, and then we're going to have to buy the Mavic.
It's coming. It's coming.
I know.
It's coming.
That's what I'm saying. This iPad will probably get overrun too, with the newer apps coming down the road.
Al, are you going to get that new Mavic 3?
I'm starting to sell everything. I listed my Mercedes today, and as soon as I hit a post, I got a hit, man. I was like, okay, well, it's cash only deal. Come get it. And so.
Yeah, a lot of people are selling things.
Gary Bowers has on here, just ordered one of those lens hood protectors. Well, keep in mind, if you buy these, you can't fly them at the same time for where it hooks in. So you got to fly them separate, but I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal to get it.
Chris Hope, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I see him in there. Let's give
So
a shout out to
Chris,
some of the guys. We got
today?
Chris in here. I see TJ. Akershaw. I can never pronounce his name right. QC guy.
Akershaw.
Yeah.
Akershaw.
Thomas Ariels.
Yeah,
Who else we got in here? Thomas Ariels. We got JSK Enterprise. Greg Pittman.
Leonard.
There's Al. Chris Wedgeworth. Hey, Mr. Brad. I know Matty's in here. I saw him. He was in
Matty,
here.
yeah. And Matt Bagwell.
Got Gary. He had the comment about the sun shield.
Doc Murdoch is here. Hey, Doc, What are you building, man? You got the 10-inch build yet?
Let me tell you, they got that show, Pimp My Ride, where they do them up. Doc needs him a channel called Pimp the FPV.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a
What's
lot
wrong,
more.
QC?
There's a lot more into it in the FPVs with the guys that do the building. Because, a theory of somebody that just wants to spend money says, just buy the best part and screw it together. And Doc's like, it don't work like that. You got to have,
no.
you can't just throw super motors on anything. It's got to fly. So he's got a sequence that he uses. And evidently over the years and years that he's been building them, I think he's got it mastered with experience.
Yeah.
Well, people that buy these already made stuff, they're going to spend a lot more money. I mean, the FPV industry is going to spend a lot of money because you got to always fix them, right? So on this one, flight controller, I blew it apart because the battery ejected, and when it did, it pulled out the lead going into the flight controller. So if you didn't build your own drone, you're going to have a good time fixing it. You know what I mean?
Well, I've had a lot of people say,
you're just
like
going
Doc
to keep
said,
buying PMPs,
Yeah.
plug and play, plug and play,
Yeah.
plug and play.
well, like
So
Doc
that one-
says, when you build your own, you're going to crash it anyway. So you're going to have to rebuild it anyway. So learn to build them.
FPV and crashes go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
'cause if you're
sometimes
not
GPS
crashing-
drones go hand in hand too.
Because if you're not crashing, Ray, you're really not pushing yourself to learn. Because there's so much to do. And I've been reading a really good book, FPV Dynamics, I think, Physics Dynamics. Man, it's a great book. And basically it breaks down, the whole experience is in charts of what it takes to get to certain levels, and what you can expect at those specific levels. Just like if you were charting somebody learning to snow ski, first you start out in the wedge, then you start out maybe, doing the parallel turns, and then and the sequence goes on like that. And he's actually put numbers to it, so it gives you you're gonna need about 1,000 flights and hours to get to master level. All right, and we're taking 3 minutes a battery each time. So
okay,
it's
let's get back
amazing.
over to the Mavic 2S. So Ray, I noticed a lot of the stuff that you shoot. You're over the water a lot, man.
I like flying. I like flying by the water. Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny, man, because you came to Richmond and you go, I don't fly over water.
Well, I'll say this though, now, Ray, didn't you and Bill? Because I know you did some video, and I think you had Bill, and you had who'd you have down there? You had
Brad.
you had Brad down there too. Did you fly your 2S when they were down there?
I flew it with Brad. I
flew
flew
with
the
Brad?
Air 2S with Brad.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm mixing it up. No, my Air 2S stays up here. I had my Mini down there. I leave my Mini down there, and I flew the
But
Mini.
Brad flew the 2S there.
Yeah, he flew
Yeah.
his Air 2S.
Yeah, and there's Ocean Point by Marriott. You ever go to that Oceana Point? And there's
Yeah, that's right there. You been there?
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite places to go. And there's another tower there, the bigger tower going a little bit further north. The one I'm talking about. That's sitting right
the
in front
Tierra.
of-
It's called the Tierra.
Oh no, not that one. Let me look it up. I'll look it up. Anyway,
I almost bought a condo in that building that did not sell out to Ocean Point.
oh yeah.
But I
that
went with the condo on a marina instead.
Yeah, so I bought I surprised my wife with a anniversary gift. Flew all the way down there for 4 nights and 5 days. No, it was almost a week. It was like 6 days and 5 nights or something like that. And I got
That's a
place down there.
nice facility.
Yeah, so then now I have it on my destination, but I really like that a lot. I mean,
That would be a good place to stay if you come to the South Florida Drone Meetup, Al.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
only 45 minutes away,
Well,
40
that's-
minutes depending on traffic.
And as you know, right there is the big jetty where all the big boats come out. you
Right.
know? So
Yep.
you can literally just sit there and fly 10 kilometers out with them if you wanted to, but it'd get a little boring.
No, that's a
after
great
while.
place to fly. I can't say enough about that whole area.
But snorkeling, Oh my gosh, the snorkeling's even better, Ray.
I know. Believe me, I know.
And I've snorkeled over there, the Peanut Island, our area, the Peanut Island area too. And you know, if I was a hobo, I'd freaking move. I'd move my butt down there to West Palm Beach. I would
Yeah.
because in that,
Well, my condo's only 8 minutes, 10 minutes from there.
well, you know
Yep.
what? You could just throw a line out and you'd have lunch and dinner in like half an hour.
Yeah, if you need a sitter, Ray, while you're up there, let me know, and I'll be glad to go hang out there while I'm still here. Got a question for Mr. Duran here. A lot of people that have bought this drone now are talking about maybe or maybe not getting the Mavic 3 because of the price and everything else. And since this drone is so good, a lot of them are talking about wanting to get the smart controller, and that's going to be a big investment for them to get that. But here's my question. From what I understand, from the smart controller to the controller that comes with the Air 2S, the Air 2S is going to give you more range and distance out than the smart controller will give you.
That's what the logistics are saying, numbers wise, but
Yep.
you know, the numbers on paper are always subjective to the environment that you fly in,
Right.
obviously.
Hey, Johnny.
So
Hey, Johnny.
people are going to buy them for what reason? So they don't have to use their cell phones? Because I want to have the best connection I can have distance wise for that. And,
Well, you power it up and you're up and running like in no time, boom. But you know, DJI stuff is like that.
right.
The Xeno Mini Pro is not like that. You're going to need about a minute to 2 minutes before you even get that thing up in the air, because the GPS acquisition on the Mini 2, on the Mini Pro, the Xeno Mini Pro, it takes about a minute to acquire the GPS, where DJI's GPS module is unbelievable. Because you know how we all buy these modules. You could buy a very good GPS module, or you could buy a very mediocre module. DJI is obviously going more on the military grade, as I've mentioned before in previous conversation, components than the consumer grade components. Quite a bit of difference. So they do a really good job of that. So I couldn't speak to the actual range, but on paper it looks good.
I think it's a
but
big
I can
investment
say
for what little
three.
you would get. I think it's a big investment now.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna run AccuSync 3, you know, for sure, because we're running 4 batteries and we're running all that multiplexing back and forth, the modulation of all the channels to make sure you got the strength, and switching back and forth, keep a clean line or clean signal, you know. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to get a smart controller?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a smart controller for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
I wish it would get here. Robbie, is there something you can do?
I
think you'll have one soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, I wanted to really talk about this tonight because I've had a lot of people posted a couple things on Facebook where I went and flew at a school. I went out and flew an aerial shot for somebody that had a large farm that wanted to have an aerial of all the property. And I got out there, man, there were like people with horses, horse ranches, tour buses, probably in the country music business down here. And I was like, wow, this is a market. So if the roofers think that they're buying it to do the roofing and make money doing that, let me tell you, go out to these big horse farms and all and sell aerial photos. Because, man, it's like it's open air. Nothing's in the way. No power lines. Seriously, it was nice.
Yeah. It's nice when you don't have to worry.
Yeah,
I'm going to share a screen, and I want to ask the audience if they know what this shot is called. It's an automated shot, so whenever you're ready, let me know, and I'll play it. Okay. What is this shot called, guys?
Droney.
There you go, Ray.
Was the audience supposed to say that?
No, it's not drone. You're wrong. You got to pay. What is this shot?
Is it the?
Oh, don't pay.
It's not the asteroid. It's the
Helix. Well, there's the sphere.
I don't know it now, but that's not the fear shot though. If I can open my controller,
All right.
but without that, what's it called, Al?
Somebody said it's a 360 phone. 80K drones in RC.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's not the
Brad.
Sphere either. And it's, I don't think it's, is it the Android?
Let's play it again. Come on. You guys got
Asteroid.
it. Asteroid. Yeah.
There
You
you
said
go.
it earlier, and
There
I
you
didn't
go.
want to, agree with you, but
Oh, okay.
that's
Way to
the
go,
asteroid,
Thomas.
which was put into the master shots, right?
Yeah.
So you could go out and do all these shots yourself, right? And make your own master shot, right? So here's my asteroid as an example. And one of the reasons what I like, oh, that's not it. And one of the reasons why I like the automated functions is because you can just see how overexposed that one is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
that one's totally overexposed.
Yep.
You agree? Let me see what this one looks like.
You lose control.
Man, another overexposed one, right? So you can keep banging on your camera settings until you get what you like.
Al, is this recent or is this when I was with you? Because you remember we flew here.
No, I went and did this recently
Okay.
too, but yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't have the right one here.
No, that's
so
okay.
I'm done. But the whole point is you can use this automated features to fly.
You know,
and do
me and Al flew. If y'all remember when all the riots and everything were happening in Virginia, they were taking down all the old statues and everything from Monument Avenue. Me and Al went in there when they were like, it was kind of not. It was a little scary. There were so many people in there, and we went in there and we were flying around some of them. So I thought, well, I'm gonna do it where I circle around the statue. There's some trees on the right hand side.
And they were riding at the time?
Yeah, they were riding at the time. So
Really?
when we were doing this, I noticed that when I put it in the mode to circle around the top of it, it kind of leans out a little far around some of the edges. And you have to really watch it because you'll run into some trees if you don't have a good clearance or if your altitude is not high enough. So
Right.
when you do that, you can stop it by just moving the controller and it'll interrupt
Right.
the shot that it's doing.
Go ahead and share, Robbie. You'll see
Okay.
what we're talking about. All right, so
Right here.
this is the peak of it, and they were going through all this stuff. They were doing all this tent setups, and this was the beginning of the whole organization when they started spray painting and knocking everything down. And you can see how there's a city in the background, and
Yeah.
and this
Me
is the
and Al flew over those trees, straight down that tree pattern to see how far we could go. And it does lose signal after a while.
Yeah, in this particular case, I was like right by the circle, but I wanted to just kind of portray and show you guys what was happening. And I never posted it.
I remember
yeah,
this though, because Al,
don't
I flew
think
with
I
you
was-
this day. This is
Yeah,
the week
we
that
were
we
there
worked on
together.
this.
Yeah, it was still not totally out of control, but it was still out of control, pretty much.
That's great footage, though. It really is.
You know, I tell you
Hey,
this.
look at this. See
Now,
this
now
right
the
here?
police didn't have a drone up over that
No.
thing?
See
No.
that drone right there in the corner? I don't know, Robbie. I don't know. You cut
Here, I'm
me
gonna
off.
share it
but
one more time, and then we got to get back on script here.
See this drone right here?
Yeah.
There's a drone right there. It must be.
Oh, there was
Robbie's.
another drone up.
Well, Al, when me and you were out there was another guy that had a pro. That if you remember, and it's probably that guy. Because
Yeah,
we were
both
actually
had
behind.
Mavic 2 Pros that day.
Yeah.
We're both flying the same ones.
Yeah, we
But-
really have. You know, this time through the pandemic, if we look back through all the stuff that we went through the riots, through the pandemic, through the shortages, not having stuff, we didn't know what it caused. Man, we've been through a really rough 2 years through all this stuff. We really have. And we look back and, you know, years ago, they would put stuff in Time magazine about the changes and stuff like that. Let me tell you, this 2 years has had more stuff packed in it. I've seen more people having political issues because some people are Democrat, some people are Republican. Losing friends causes problems on Facebook. Facebook shuts down. I mean, we've just had so much stuff that it's really nice to have a place here that we can all get together from our computers, from our home,
Well,
and
that's
talk about drones.
another big benefit of the drone community, you know? It really is.
it's real interesting to learn about the different things about each other, like, what we do when we're not flying drones and different stuff. And, most of y'all know that Captain Ray, his background is military and also law enforcement. And I had called him about a week ago, and I told him about
fishing. And fishing.
Yeah, and fishing too. He's got fishing. But I came to my hometown that I'd not been to in like 20 years. And me and my brother were at a restaurant. I'll make this quick because it's not drone related, but some of you can understand if you have sisters or daughters. And I went to a restaurant, and as I was sitting in the restaurant with my brother, the people behind us, there was a woman and a man in a booth, and he starts dogging on her. You're fat, you're ugly. I mean, he was doing everything but physically hitting her. And I told my brother, I'm going to say something. So I looked around the lady. This guy's like 6'8", and I'm like, maybe I won't say something. So we listened to him continue to talk bad to her and everything else. And I was just like, I told my brother, I said, I'm going to hit this guy so hard, smack him so hard, Google search ain't going to find me. And then I looked around and saw how big he was, and I thought, I might have to call the police on this one. But it was really degrading to see how he was acting this lady. And then he told her at the end, I'm not even paying for this dinner. You're going to pay for it. I'm leaving. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And he left. And when he left, I got ready to get up, and I thought, I'm going to say something. And I looked at the lady and I said, ma'am, no man should ever talk to a woman like that. Never. You should not have to put up with it. She looked at me in her eyes, and I was waiting for her to say, mind your own damn business. And you know what she said? Thank you. I could see that she was wanting to hug me because she was scared.
Good for you, Robbie, because a lot of men wouldn't even have the guts to do that. And I give you a lot of credit.
So I posted that on social media just to hear what people say. You would not believe the girls from my high school in my city that said, my husband beat me and broke my nose before I divorced him and broke my jaw. All these women that we knew, and I was like, y'all are the girls. Y'all were our friends growing up. Why did we not know about this? They're scared and they hide it. And they really don't. So I said, there has to be something out there to help these women. Because, guys, think about this. We have Al, Al's got daughters. We've all got daughters, wives, whatever. If we're not here, who's going to protect them? Who's going to protect them? Because I'll tell you, I called one of the crisis centers because I wanted to find out what do you do in a small town where you're having issues like this? And, I couldn't even get them to answer the phone. And I realized that it should be handled on a local level. So I started a new Facebook group. It's called Step Up and Protect Our Women, and it's for the county that I'm in here now. And it's actually putting together some law enforcement with some religion, with some counseling, and a couple of them have some nonprofits. So what we were going to try to do is start something in the city here where people could actually, say you own a business, you can actually join the group. And, you might pay $200. You'll get a seal for the front of your retail store. And if you're willing to give a small percentage of the proceeds when people use your service and put it towards that nonprofit to help these women. Because, guys, until we step up and help these women with a way out and give them some safety, they're going to continue to do it because they're like, you don't have a choice. And the guy was telling her, you don't work. I have all the money. You're not going to have anything. And I was just like, when I saw that, and I will say this, and I'll be brief about it. I saw my sister's face in this lady's face. And, man, the tears were in me. I got mad about it. And then I was like, something has to be done. So if you have this issue in your family with somebody or somebody that you need to also reach out and try to get something started to help these people because the government long-term is not going to do anything. In my opinion, it needs to be handled by local. But I'll say this, and Ray made a comment in my group, when we were doing this. If you have issues like this, reach out to the PD and call them for the domestic violence issue and get it on record. So if anything ever happens where you need to do it. So I'm going to get back to the drone inside, and I'm going to stop steaming over this.
I just sent you a private message.
Okay.
Robbie, about this.
As a father of 2 daughters, well, actually now I've got 3 daughters soon. When I get married, I have 3 daughters. I have a wife. I got three sisters. My mom, any women and all could be affected by this. And if we're not here, guys, we're at the age where we don't know what tomorrow holds. We have to do something. My friend died, and his wife told me, my husband loved me. He did everything for me. He provided nice home and did this, but he never taught me one thing, how to live if he was gone. Now I'm thinking about that. So anyway, that's my piece, and I'll be quiet, and we'll get back to the drone part.
Well, kudos to you, Robbie. I really give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, and just not women that get abused either, man.
Oh, and I agree, but I
it's all
think
human beings again.
But I think
okay?
men probably get more, I don't know, not saying more mental abuse, but I have seen some 6'8" girls that I would be like, honey, I'll cook for you. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Ray, in your experience, I'm sure you can probably see what the women get the shorter end of the stick on that.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many I handle.
Mentioning. And so, just be vigilant and help each other.
But let me tell you, step out. My comment was, I hope that if I'm not there, and that would have been my daughter, I would hope that one of y'all would have stepped forward and said something to her, because I will try from this point on to pay more attention to what's going on around my surroundings, because a lot of times you think it's not your business, but
No.
it can get a lot worse. So that's my preach for the moment on my Monday night stream. Sorry, guys, if I bored you there.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question to the audience and the panel. What are the 3 things that you do not like about the Air 2S? 3 things you do not like about the Air 2S. All right, Matt.
The only thing is, I go what Robbie said before. That zoom, you cannot zoom on the photos. That should be allowed.
Al, would that be a firmware?
That's it.
Would that be a firmware option, or would it be an app, or would it be both to add that feature?
Anything, yeah. Any of those 3 things that you don't like about it.
Let me ask QC guy, if they change that where you can do a zoom on that camera, would it be done in a firmware of the drone, or would it be done in the app, or would it be done in both? Because he should know this.
It has to be both. Because you have to have the hooks in the kernel, in the firmware to handle it. So you need a front end to access the hooks in the kernel. Because it's just a Linux kernel, Robbie, with the interface. All it is. All this is freeware that they're working on that platform, and they're not going to see both.
Well, again, when we bought the Air 2, there was no zoom feature on it initially, and we got it about a month or 6 weeks later.
And was it in the app or in both? Right.
Yeah, no, it's in both, Robbie, because you got to activate that motor.
Okay.
So
on the Air
that's
2,
a physical zoom. You're talking about the Mavic 2 zoom, obviously, Ray.
Yeah.
No, the Air 2. They didn't have the zoom feature on the Air 2, but then they gave it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they gave it to us.
Right. Yeah, but both, you have to put the hooks in the kernel, and you have to hit the interface, the app, which is, the user interface, right? The UI is what we call it in the computer world.
Well, I hope it doesn't overload it, Matty. Matty's saying here the camera processor's already pushed it with a 1-inch sensor, a 10-bit, so they probably didn't want to overload the camera. I hope that's not true, for the fact that I would like to have that feature in that drone, because that would sure make it nice, because, I was like hitting buttons thinking, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized, wait a minute, it works in video, but it's not working in the camera. So let's see what happens in the future with that. I'll be honest with you. This drone does everything that I would want a drone to do.
How many megapixels do you shoot at, Robbie? How many megapixels?
Whatever it is set up for standard, I've only flown it once. I've just only flown it once. I did mainly videos. When I flew it, that was it.
It's a digital zoom, okay? So it's just cropping into the sensor, so you're degrading your picture to zoom, right? So they're probably thinking, why do you want to do it in the firmware if you can just do it on your computer?
Yeah.
Crop it in.
Well, if you do, in post, you're talking about, Al.
Right, because the other comparison too, Ray, is, the Air 2S does the digital zoom, right? Which we could do in post with the editing software. But if you compare the two, okay, so you take the exact same shot, let's say you put the camera on your trunk of or whatever, just put it down on the ground and start filming, zoom in, and then do another shot without zooming in, and then you can see the difference in the video quality between the firmware zoom, the digital zoom done with the little roller, versus the one you did on your computer. And you can analyze the difference And to be honest with you, I think the DJI digital zoom does better job than I was able to do on my computer. It did a
See, now
really
Bob
good job.
Casey's talking about a skippy jump, and I've seen that happen. But then when you play the video, it's not there. There's no interruption at all on the playback.
Huh.
That's
Yeah.
what I've
Well,
found.
but have
And
you
Robbie,
found
you
it when
gotta,
you're playing it off the SD card, or if it's on the hard drive? Is that what you're
Well,
talking about, Ray?
when I download it, upload it, and
Yeah.
you review it or start your editing, the
Yeah.
skippy jump isn't there.
Yeah.
and they're not going to give you any of those products now with Mavic 3's getting so close because they
Yeah.
don't want to take away from some
Yeah.
future
The guy said,
sales.
you could have had it in the Air, but they planned well enough in advance, so it had to wait till the Air 2S for the Apple style upgrade from one model to the other. Sales.
You need to pay to play. You got to buy.
Well, it's just
another
what's going
drone.
on right now with that update with the live feature. The Apple people don't have it yet.
Exactly.
And I
Thanks,
know.
Johnny. Well, before though, and I experienced this. Al flies the Pro, and he could stream from his controller. I couldn't stream from my Air 2, so I had to use what was it? Prism. Prism software is basically just takes the camera and just does a recording of it. It just whatever. It's a mirror. It shows whatever's on your screen, so
Does
you
the
can
screen
open that up
capture,
and
yeah,
live stream straight to Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah, it does a screen capture and just shoves it into a pipe to Facebook. Yeah. Meant
Yeah,
to
Bob.
say the Air just to Air 2. Oh,
Bob said it does it. It does it too, also in post.
Okay.
yeah,
maybe
just do it in post. I mean, there's no need to do it while you're flying, but if you want to see further, Robbie, you're going to have to go in video mode.
Yeah,
Even though if you're not recording, you can still zoom in and see what's going on.
yeah, Maddie. I was asking the same thing. Whether when he was talking about it was jumping, was it off the SD card? Because I've noticed, you pull the SD and put it in the computer and it's jumpy. You copy it over the hard drive and play it directly off the hard drive and not that. And a lot of times I've noticed that it runs fine.
Right.
Yeah, it all depends if you got a USB 3 interface on your computer.
Yeah,
If you got a USB 2, it's probably gonna, and you can record it in 5K.
yeah.
Well, that too. Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of the issue with everybody talking about buying the Mavic 3. I'm just like, I could understand if somebody had a movie studio or something, and now I've made this comment in other live streams because they're like, who do you think would buy the Mavic 3? And I said, Al would probably buy it because he's a camera. He knows the settings. I can't even use all the settings on the smaller ones. So I have no idea
there's
between all that.
so much to learn, man.
So can y'all imagine if Al had a Mavic 3, how long the live stream would be, him showing how the camera works?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you a hard time there.
Well, as a matter of fact, we had a really good session last week, or live stream, right, where we had a lot of comments and a lot of interactions. We should definitely concentrate. It looks to me like people want information how to do things on
Sure.
their computer associated with something to do with their drones, right? So it might be a session of, here's the best way to create 3 layers from 3 different cameras, or here's the best way to, cut in back and forth. Here's the best way to sync everything
I'd like to
up.
know what kind of computers they use, Al. I mean, I know we got a lot of Mac guys in here, and I say Mac guys because the majority of people do use PC over Mac. It's just a fact. But you guys that are in the chat, let us know, what are you using? Using Mac to do editing and uploads, or are you using PCs? I'm curious with that.
And you guys all know me. I'm very sophisticated. Right
Now,
here.
Hey,
Right here.
Ray's got it.
Man, nice.
Hey, Ray can make that thing dance. Things that you will never, ever know.
Oh yeah. Fly for fun stickers. And my son's company.
So Drone Recover is saying he uses PC, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But what's in your PC?
Yeah, exactly. How old? I mean, give us processor, give us brand to kind of, is it a custom build? Are you like, I use a 10th generation. I have a Dell with a 10th generation i7 processor, and I run a terabyte SSD inside, and then I've got a couple terabyte beside it. And with SSD, man, I can like edit like butter. It don't take nothing. The old system, the older Dell I had with the hard drive in it, man, I'm telling you, I would get ready to upload and render it, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, have a little drink, come back before I could even upload it.
Yeah, so Third Eye View saying he's a Mac user.
Yeah, man, a lot of them in here.
Yeah. So
Philip Morris,
Fred, he uses a MacBook Pro. You know,
yeah.
I have the MacBook Air. That's what I'm on
Yeah,
the live
D&D.
stream with.
Hey, Bob
Yeah.
Casey is talking about using his Apple with an iPad. So
Yeah. D&D,
This-
Ariel's Keith here
this
is making
here is
comments
the
about Philomora.
iPad Pro. It's got the M1 chip, and I'm starting to use this more so than the mini iPad.
Nice.
So
Really?
it's
You mean
working out.
you're using that when you fly?
No. When I
I was,
edit,
I was going to say, how you holding that big thing?
yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, I mean,
Some people, when they use the bigger iPads, they put them on a tripod.
Yeah, look at this. iPad Pro. What else we got in here? Mac, Ryzen 9. Okay. Mac, Windows here. Wow. Apple. Well, times are changing.
I mean, I haven't
Speaking of
seen
which,
anybody
Apple
run-
had a live event today. Did you guys
Well,
watch
they
it?
sure did. Al, tell me this. What's your favorite computer now? Y'all keep in mind, Al's a Dell guy forever.
I
Because
know.
he
I
worked
know.
for him. But
I
I mean,
wonder.
Al, you
I
know,
wonder why.
yeah, don't be judgmental because you work for him. But if you were to buy a brand of a laptop today and it not be a Mac, what PC company would you buy from?
I'd buy a Mac.
Not a
believe it or
Mac.
not.
I'm talking about a Windows PC
Oh,
computer.
a Windows PC.
Yeah.
What company
Who
would
would
I
you
buy
use?
or would I build? Oh, I
No,
would probably buy. All right, so here's the deal, guys. If you buy a Dell with accidental care or accidental, I forget what it's called, accidental protection. That's what it's called. You can get 1, 2, or 3 years, but you have to get a maintenance plan that goes with it, and then you buy on top of it. It's kind of like a rider on top of it. And each one of my kids, their computers have broke on the 3rd year, and they got a brand new computer each year
That's
because
good.
of college.
Yep.
So
I've been
it's
using
the best
Dell.
deal ever.
I've been using Dell for 10 years. My brother, he likes Asus. What else? And Lenovo. He likes those two models, and he's got a repair shop. So he sees what comes in and breaks and gets repaired. And maybe for that situation, maybe I wouldn't buy a Dell. But I'll say this. Anytime I've had an issue with a Dell and picked up the telephone, man, in like one day, the replacement, and they're good about letting you put the own parts in. So if you need to replace an internal battery or a keyboard and tell them you can do it, they will give you no trouble in a day. I mean, it's at the door. So because of that, they've always been my go-to company for buying stuff that's PC related.
Yeah, I agree because I do the same thing with my kids and my wife because if that was airplane guy for 10 years. I'm going from account to account, so that I agree. But you know what? If I could source a good NVIDIA processor or GPU, I would buy it in a second. But right now, they're really hard to find. So if you have a NVIDIA card, don't sell it. Keep it until you have something better. But the M1 chip on the Apple product line is just incredible. That M1 chip it's so sweet. And the M1 Mini that you can buy at Costco right now is like $100 off. It's like $600.
Okay, guys, I put Ray's link below. I put Ray's link below for his YouTube channel. A lot of you guys, here's the deal with having the live stream. When I have my Travel Tech 360, and me and Al started this on World Drone Community, it's a live stream. Everybody knows who me and Al are because we have the live stream. And I have put off my Travel Tech 360 because I've been so busy working on the project to get this going. Now, with the Travel Tech 360, I'm going to be picking that back up and be doing that. And I'm going to be doing the World Drone Community together. So a lot of you guys know Ray and Johnny together because they host shows together. But I just want to make sure that, a lot of time everything goes over to the Fly for Fun show. And I want to make sure that everybody here knows that it's not subscribed is go over and subscribe to
Thank you, Ronnie.
Kelly's link too, because it's you kind of got to give both to both. And I think the difference is with the live streams that I've noticed is we're set on a set time, so everybody knows we're going to be. I mean, QC guy doesn't have an exact set time for his. When he goes live, the people go straight to him. So it's a little different on how it works with live streams. When you got a live stream, people know your schedule. When we're posting YouTube videos, unless you click that notification button,
notification bell,
get notified. So I do, if y'all have not subscribed to Ray's channel, please, the link is below. Go subscribe so you can get that with him and help him. The same way for Al, when Al's comes out, go to his channel. My Travel Tech 360. We're going to start doing some stuff now. And since we're already at 7 o'clock my time here and running short on time, I am going to be starting in 2 weeks on my Travel Tech, starting to repost videos. And me and QC Guy are going to be collaborating together. And what we're going to do in 2 weeks, we're going to have an auction, an online auction.
It's going to be good.
Drones and drone accessories, where you can come on to the show on the live stream and you can bid on the equipment that people are selling. And we're going to do it in 2 weeks. And that'll be my first live stream. I went through the monetization for the website. They checked the views, the subs, everything they had to do to get me approved. Got approved last Friday. So I will be doing my first live stream. And we've got some memberships. If you guys want to join, you're going to get some shirt and gear with your membership as you join the membership and buy the stickers and all for the channel. So, I'm going to promote myself a little bit tonight on having that done. And so y'all.
You say 2 weeks, Robbie.
Yep.
Do you have a date in mind? Or?
We have not put a date out yet because we're trying to find a time slot that works for everybody where it doesn't interfere with all the live streams that are going on now. But I would probably say between now and next Monday, when we have our next live stream, I'll be able to give a date on what this is. So you'll be able to actually come on the live stream, see the product there. And of course, if you have questions on the product that are in detail that I can't answer, I mean, QC Guy repairs them and builds them. So he's probably a good person that can answer your question. And then if you bid the price that's a minimum price that the seller is selling it for, we're going to put you in touch directly with the seller of the product and y'all work out payment. There's no payment that comes through our platforms at all. It's just to kind of connect because, a lot of you guys that are buying new drones and doing reviews and stuff like that, I see you selling your old drones for the money to buy the new ones. And when I bought my Air 2S, that's exactly what I did. I bought it from somebody that bought it, flew it just a little bit, wanted to get something different. It was for sale. So with as many of us that are in this field that do it, that have cool stuff that we want to sell, let's use this platform to do it because, hey,
it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun too.
You got to pay eBay. You never know when you send your drone to it, are they going to take a part of it and call back and say, hey, it doesn't work because they want your. So just buy it in our group first. If you can, go to eBay and sell it or buy it.
Hey, D&D aerial views just subbed to your channel, so good stuff, guys.
Yeah, all right.
So Ray, the question that's the hot question of the night is: are you wearing pants tonight?
I know. I'll tell you, I got these sexy sweatpants on. I'm telling you.
Well,
but Al, did you notice the shirt?
There you go.
Did you notice the shirt?
I know we're matching partners. Hey, here's the deal. The new channel name is No Pants Captain Ray Kelly.
For the people in the audience that don't know, a while back we were joking because Ray was online and they asked him to come online and he said, hey guys, sorry it took me a minute to get my pants on so I could join the live stream. So we give him a hard time about that. That's his business if he wants to wear pants.
And I love it. I love the way you guys tease me.
All right.
Well, we want to see you, Ray, you're kind of like an icon in the drone industry. I don't mean because of age. I mean from experience. People watch your channel. You're a good social person.
No, it's my charming personality.
There you go. Well, you do. You do. You have that. And I mean, me and Johnny were talking one night and I said, Johnny, I want to find new guests. I want to get some people in that know each other, but I want to get some new guests out. And he goes, you need to talk to Ray. I was like, why? He goes, Ray has a way that he could probably call Trump and tell Trump to come on, and Trump would be on the show. And Ray just knows how to reach out and get him. And I was like, I got to keep that in mind.
We got a surprise guest coming. We're not going to tell you, but there's a surprise guest coming.
Is this going to be fairly soon?
When's the night?
In mid-November.
Mid-November.
Okay.
Yep.
Mid-November.
All right, good deal.
Okay. So,
Wow.
so Ray, with what you're doing, do you have anything you'd like to talk about or
Well, again,
sponsor? Or anything
you
like
know
that?
me. I have the South Florida Drone Meetup, and that's going to be in Jensen Beach, Florida, on April 2nd, 2022. And I just want to tell people. I know it seems like it's a long way off, but right now rates are low. You could book a hotel and get a low rate. You could cancel that hotel if you're not going
Right.
to make it. You know, and same with airline flights. Don't wait until the last minute because that's when you get stuck with higher rates.
Yeah. Or, it may be it's so busy that, something else could come in the area. Example, boat show. We don't know. And then when you try to get a room, you're really talking about some rates. So you're right. It's better to go ahead and book now and get everything set up for Ray's meet and be there.
I also want to let you know that I reached out to the Martin County Chamber of Commerce, and it's actually listed as one of their events.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
So
We're going to put the description after the video. Once we publish this one, I'll put it in the description. That way you have all the information, everything on it.
another thing, Robbie, is I when I had my TV fishing show, I had a tagline: "Let's get kids hooked on fishing, not on drugs." And
Right.
and I just decided I'm going to do that with the drones now. Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly has a tagline: "Let's get kids hooked on drones, not drugs."
Okay.
I actually put it on the back of my shirts now.
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
did you ever meet Nancy Reagan? Because that sounds like a good slogan from her.
Oh, no, but I liked her. I liked the Reagans. I did.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, that was one of the things that really did.
Actually, my son, he has a letter on the wall over here from Ronald Reagan. They had
Awesome.
mutual birthdays.
Oh, wow.
I know. I did a lot of fundraising and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun those years because I was just coming into that. Hey, I'm making money. How come they're taking all this money away from me when Carter was around? And then
Okay, Al, your turn for your promotion. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
We're ready.
All right, I'm going to share.
You don't want to show a video, do you?
Oh,
no.
yeah, no, I don't. All right, guys. So this is going to be a video about how to nail down using your Xeno 2 with waypoints. Okay, and waypoints are easy. It does a real good job. And so I'm going to be flying from this location and setting up these waypoints and then doing a camera comparison. It's how, when, and where to use waypoints. And that's what this is all about. Okay? And check out these birds, man. They're just like almost...
Yeah, they're coming at you. They're checking you out.
They were... Look at all the pretty birds, dude. And soon as you'll see him, one of them just come into the screen here real quick. Watch this. Whoa.
Hey, so if y'all are wondering why he's not panicking, what he's not showing you in the video, he's got a case behind him with about 13 other drones, and he will be there for hours flying.
So that's what this video is about, guys. He's putting in his automated features and then testing your cameras because you can replicate the same mission over and over and over again. And I won't make you sit through all 3 sessions. It took 7 minutes per mission. And the beautiful thing about the Xeno Mini Pro is the battery life. I could do 21 minutes of missions and still have 20 to 25% left on by the time I'm done.
Okay.
So
Is that the Eagle's
it for
nest?
me,
Is that the
Robbie.
Eagle's nest? Is that the Eagle's nest?
Yes. That was
Okay.
the Eagle's nest.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
It's coming up right here. You'll see it. If you see these power lines right here. And
Yeah, I was flying through there, and Al said, "Be careful."
Oh yeah, there it
Well, I
is.
said,
Right?
"Why?" He goes, "Robbie, there's power lines." Yep,
They'll
and
spoil
the top
your
of
day.
that tower right there.
I'll spoil your day for sure. For sure.
Wow.
Okay. So that's me. Just check out the Xeno Mini playlist that I have.
All right, and I got Al's link here for anybody that hadn't subscribed. Which most people in the chat, I don't know that we have anybody new in here. If it is, and we missed you, sorry about that. We try to give a shout out to everybody else out here. And then I'm
Can
gonna
I
go
tell
down here.
people? Can I tell the people in the chat who's going to be on our Fly for Fun show this week?
Sure. Go for it.
We have two. Well, actually, we have three great guests. Chad B is going to be on, along with Chuck and Lori Kovac. It's going to be a real interesting show.
Oh, now Chuck and Lori just got back from their trip.
Right. They're going to tell us all about it.
I'm interested because I tell you one thing. I bet he's got a ton of footage to go through. He's going to be a busy guy. Okay, here we go. This is my Travel Tech channel, guys. I'm 70 subscribers away from my 4,000 subscribers. Help me. I've never asked for help.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there, Robbie.
I want to
get there.
I'll start sharing some videos.
Well, look, Ray, hey, we appreciate you coming on. Everybody's been busy doing little things back and forth, jumping back and forth. And I had tried to get actually Ray on several weeks ago. And Ray, you were in Florida at the time, I believe, when I wanted you on.
Right.
So I called him at the last minute. I was like, will you do me a favor? You know, Ray's a good guy.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the invite.
If he can do it, he'll give you the shirt off his back if he can do it. But I'm not going to ask for that shirt because it says Duranify, not Travel Tech. Other than that, everybody have a good weekend and week and all that. And we will see you back here on the next Monday for the next show. And we'll see you then.
Have a good night. Fly safe, everybody.
Thank you.